So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another interview of the Shield Dude on a Couch. My name is Hector, and today I'm joined by Willie Stoyan, or William. He's the guitar player from a band called Gavial. They're a band from Germany who play. I was listening to the album, and it's very much like alternative rock with some psychedelic rock tendencies to it. And the album is coming out this Friday, uh, May 19th. So we're here to talk about it. So first of all, Willie or William, how are you today?
Well, thanks for having me. I'm fine. It's a sunny day here in Berlin, Germany. So I'm happy that the sun is here, summer is here, and it's nice to have the opportunity to talk to you about the music.
Yeah, so for those people that don't know Gavial, I was reading the story how you formed like 15 years ago. How did you guys meet, and what are your musical influences?
Well, I think the base of the band is Benjamin and me. That's a singer. We went to school together. We know each other for so long. It's unbelievable. And we had this youth band under a different name. And then when our ways parted a bit when it comes to university and studying, I went to
Mhm.
Berlin, he went to Dresden. We're roughly 2 hours apart, the cities. And after a while, we decided to do some music again. And this is when we met our drummer, Konrad in Dresden, who joined us. And this formation has been around for 10 years now.
Nice.
And yes, when there was the pandemic, uh, we went to record the album and we thought we maybe need a dedicated person on bass. And that
Mhm.
is when we asked Paul, our bass player, to join our band. And this is the current formation of the band as a four-piece now.
Okay, and I know that the first single that you released is Circles Part One. What can you tell me about that song, and why did you pick that one as the single?
Well, there's a logistical reason for that. It's short, so it's easy to produce a video for a short
Yeah.
song.
And it
And
opens the
also,
album.
yeah, also it's the opener of the album. So we thought that it would be a fitting thing to present the album with the very first song. Also, I think it's a nice introduction because it's silent or a more quiet song that we have. Yeah, content-wise, it deals with loss and trauma that is often palpable in families, or that is often, yeah, handed from one generation to the next, from parents to children, and so on. And yeah, we thought it's a good song.
Yeah, and in the album you have a Circles Part Two,
Yes,
which is
that's
like
true.
in the which is in the middle. Are they do both songs carry like a same theme? Because I think that the second part, Circles Part Two, is like in the middle of the album, and then you have the second half of the album, if you will. Uh,
Yeah. So it's not like an opening and the end of the album, but these are two songs that belong together. Uh, the lyrics are featured in the second part as well, but the second part of the song is more jam, like a jam song.
mhm.
And usually when we play it live, it's just one long song because it fits so well together. And yeah, maybe you could understand Circuits Part 1 as an introduction to Circuits Part 2 because it's more acoustic, more quiet, and then you have the full thing in Circuits Part 2 with all the instruments.
Nice. So I want to show the artwork of this album that's coming out this Friday. So here we have Gavial with Bor, B-O-R is the name of the album. And yeah, it's a cool album artwork. What can you tell us about this artwork?
Well, that's the first time that we don't have a picture for our albums. And this is a piece of artwork. Let me just get the name from a wonderful artist who did this. Let me
Yeah, it
see.
really looks good. And it I think it goes well with what the album is about, like the type of
Yeah,
music.
I think the series from the artist called Flowers of Terrible. So yes, usually I think that psychedelic music or stoner music for that stuff for
Hmm.
that part is not really mm, brought in connection with more serious topics when it comes to lyrics or song ideas. And for us, we found that yeah, we like to talk about more of the serious stuff like trauma or capitalism. Um, yes, and we think that this artwork really represents this idea of the problems that societies have right now. There's a lot of, I would say, hate in societies, and the idea of the flowers of terrible, I think, really fits this idea of societies that maybe need a bit of work.
Okay, I understand. And so the album title VOR, what's it mean?
Well, there isn't really a definitive meaning.
Okay.
Um, it is a, well, we're a German band, so it is a German word, which means something like forward. So there's the idea of
Okay.
progress that you could. But sometimes um, we often have working titles for songs and albums. And
Hmm.
so for the name was there before we really had everything on the album. And piece by piece, we added songs and we sticked to the name. And so, um, yeah, there's not really a definitive meaning. People can think about what it means for them in connection to the topic of the songs. And yeah, maybe it is a sign for optimism, or the
Okay.
hope for optimism when it comes to the problems that we try to deal with in the songs.
Okay. So uh, what can you tell us about more about like the album for people who haven't heard Gavial? Like what themes do you explore in this album?
Well, in this album, what we explored recording wise is that we did it all on our own. Our singer Benjamin decided he wanted to record and do the mixing by himself. So we spent a lot of time in our rehearsal space to do the things, a little bit of overdubs in his flat. So that
Hmm.
was quite something new for us, or for Benjamin, I have to say, because he had the most part of the work. Uh, Otherwise, what was very interesting, usually we play a lot of songs live before we go on to record them. So we have a bit uh, of an idea what works and what probably won't work on an album. But with this, many of the songs, yeah, are studio songs if you want, that
So
we
you
wrote them.
record them like when you're jamming, you record them and then you take them to the studio, and so you can you work on ideas and change.
Yes, yeah. So before we record, a lot of the songs can change depending on what we see in a live environment, what is working for the song or what is a bit boring or what doesn't work out. And some of the songs we didn't play live yet, so yeah, it's it's very interesting. Also, as I said, we added a member on bass, so this was something quite new for us. Usually, our singer Ben, he had a lot of effects that where he tried to emulate the low noises or the low frequency of the bass with a guitar. And this time, yeah, we have all this done by Paul, and I think you can really hear a difference. Sometimes the bass really, yeah, puts in the low frequencies and helps with the overall sound of the record.
Nice. So uh, so the album, I listened to it, and there's a lot of like psychedelic feelings to it, and it really reminds me of a lot of like 90s bands. For you growing up, like what bands inspired you to become a musician?
Well, personally, I have to say that Pink Floyd really helped me understand what is possible as a guitar player in a band, or what is possible with guitar effects, songs, long songs, yeah, exploring ideas in songs, jamming, psychedelic music. But otherwise, I think our band is quite diverse when it comes to music. I know that Benjamin, our singer, he is really interested in electronic music as well, but he also likes soul and blues, all the old stuff. Um, our drummer Conrad, he has a big background in black metal, but he listens to jazz as well, so he's very diverse. And Paul, our bass player, is also very into jazz, and so he plays bass, the guitar, and keyboard as well. So yeah, there are a lot of different influences to our music, but I think that in general we all like psychedelic music. We like long songs, we like slow songs. So that's where we come
So
together as a band. Yeah.
there's variety. So for you in particular, what would you say were your are your favorite songs from the album and why?
Mm, I really like Circles. There's also a song called Flamethrower, which I really like because there was able to explore a bit more country on Americana style of guitar playing with a lot of finger
Mhm.
picking, which I recently studied, learned, and tried to implement. On the other hand, there's an instrumental song on the album. This is what we did for the first time. We just added a song without any text, and this one is really good for me too.
Yeah, and that one when you play live, the singer can just go and have a beer and you and leave you guys playing.
Yeah, usually we haven't figured out how we want to do it live. We usually start with a long experimental jam session at the start of the
Mhm.
concert. So we think that maybe the instrumental song could be a part of that or take up some ideas of the instrumental song.
Yeah, when I listen to you're very much sound like a very jam band, like very like retro in that respect because like so when you're jamming a song, sometimes does it sound like when you're playing songs live, do you variate a little bit from the sounds and like all of a sudden like do it differently each night or do you like to keep it like in the same or since you like to jam so much?
Yeah, I think there's a set structure that we have
Hmm.
because usually we connect the starting jam to the first song that we play afterwards. So, for
Hmm.
example, that song tells us what key the jam will have or the tempo of the jam. But otherwise, it's free. Maybe there's more solos coming from Ben or from me, or no solos at all. Who knows? It's a jam.
It's a jam, okay. And I love the promos that you guys have for the band. I'm gonna show one because I think it's kind of it's kind of funny looking. You guys, where is this? Is this like a house of one of the bands?
Yes, actually, that's the flat of our singer, who you can see on the right-hand side of the picture. That's Ben with a red skull in his hand.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the flat where we did the overdubs in. And yeah, we
and
did some
that's
photographs
and that's
there.
you standing next to the window.
Yes, I'm the tall guy in the back.
Yeah,
On the
how
left-hand
tall
side.
are you?
Uh, well, we use centimeters, so I'm 1 meter and 94 centimeters. That's my height. I don't know
Yeah,
if you can
uh,
translate
I, I
this.
I guess that's like six something.
Yeah, there you see
Yeah,
Paul, our bass player, on the left-hand side, and sitting on the bed with the head is Conrad, our drummer, just
yeah.
to introduce the band by
Yeah,
that
I'm
picture.
actually using this picture as the thumbnail for the video
That's a
because
good one.
yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, you have three pictures for this one, and I usually I took a look at all the pictures. I'm like, well, you guys really look like you were being great for the hippie movement. You have that vibe to you guys. The other picture that I almost used, but I'm gonna show it now, but I ended up using that one is the second one, which is this one right here. Uh, is that also one of your apartments? Like the ceiling?
No, that's a coffee shop next to the flat.
Oh, nice.
Yes, so we're outside of that. They have a little balcony area where you can sit and enjoy your coffee. And yeah, we decided to do some pictures outside of the flat as well, and that's what we got.
Yeah, yeah. So I used the first one for that, but yeah, when I looked at the pictures and I look at the bio, I thought, yeah, this is. this is interesting, like the type of style that the band plays. And the last one was like a Polaroid picture that you
Yes.
guys put for that one. So I also have the lyrics here of the album on the promo, so I could go into them. Obviously, you didn't write all of the lyrics, but it has some interesting lyrical content for you guys when you're writing music. Do you write the music first and the lyrics come afterwards?
Usually when we do it, our singer Ben is trying to figure out a melody during the jam when we start with the song. And yeah, when you have a melody, you can always try to form words that aren't real words, but okay, this might be a longer word. So I think that the melody or the length of a phrase is usually the first that we have, and then Ben starts to work on the text and adds words and things afterwards or in between the practices that we do.
Yeah, one of the songs that I really like the lyrics to is the song called Bridges. That one I thought it was I'm like reading the lyrics and trying to figure like what it's about, because it says, may the bridges burn, light the way for your return. We've learned nothing, the past will haunt again. There is no hope between the fire and the smoke, yet you move slowly. So yeah, it's really interesting. There's a part that you say, "Pay with guns, may the bridges that I burn light the way for your return." I
Yeah,
wonder what that song is about, because yeah, lyrically, I like it because I think it's open for interpretation.
that's true. As we said, we really like to deal with more serious topics, and I think for me personally, this song entails a lot of loss or letting go, if that's what you want. And oftentimes, this is connected with bad feelings or sad feelings. And for me personally, this song tries to envelop these feelings and deal with them and figure out what this means for you, as the
Yeah,
person who let go, or maybe you're, how do you say it? You're the one who got let go, maybe. So yeah,
yeah, I think it deals with, yeah, with relationships, and I think the good thing about lyrics that are not hard to understand is like I think it can mean different things to different people depending on your point of view, and I like lyrics that are like that, and not lyrics that you predictable, like
yeah,
songs that you know where they're gonna go. That's something about this album. Like, since sometimes you don't know where the songs are going because there's a lot of like experimentation and psychedelia, but also some like alternative like folkness to it with some acoustic guitars, like on the beginning track, Circles Part 1. So yeah, it's you're the most like chill German band. uh like if you like yeah, you don't sound mad like Rammstein.
probably not. No, that's
No,
usually not a feeling that we try to convey or that we
no.
have when writing songs.
Yeah, because the German language is a language that is harsh. So, but
Yeah.
you guys sing in English. Would you ever like do a song in German?
Well, I don't really know. I don't think it was a conscious decision to sing or write in English, but for me personally, it's the more lyrical language, if you want.
Yeah,
As I said, yeah, I studied the language for quite some time at university, so I really like what is possible with the English language. I think some of the songs are doable in German as well, but I don't think as a band we had the moment where we thought, oh, maybe this could work as a song in German. But
yeah,
yeah, well, the title is German, so there's no
yeah.
definitive um, move to say, oh, we don't want anything
I
German,
know.
or we just want
Yeah.
English stuff, for the record.
Another band from Germany that I follow a lot, that is a rock alternative one, is the Intersphere.
Okay, I actually don't know them.
Oh yeah, they're pretty cool. So yeah, but yeah, this album. So you guys did everything yourself for this album. do you feel like rewarding when you're doing an album that you worked on everything, you recorded, you did everything? Uh, how does, how's that experience for you?
Well, first of all, it's great to hear the result then when we usually give the mix to our friend Bernard in Malta, who does the final touches on the thing. And when it comes back, it's great to listen to it. But
Mhm.
then there's also another part that has to start, which is distribution, figuring out how to release it. And this time we were lucky enough to have Exile Mainstream to support us and put it out. And this
Yeah.
was, yeah, a lot of help for us because I don't think we would do it on vinyl if we wouldn't have a label to put it
Oh
out
yeah,
because
I
it
saw
takes some
Exile
time and money.
Mainstream. I'm gonna put the link for the pre-order so people
Yeah,
can
sure.
pre-order this before it comes out on the 19th. Yeah, because this type of music on vinyl sounds great because psychedelic and it's a music made for vinyl, especially for listening with headphones, at
Yeah.
least in my opinion. So, uh, Willie, like, for what can we expect from Gavial in the near future?
Well, definitely more shows. That is if you are in Germany. So
Yes,
yeah,
I am not.
we try to do some more shows because obviously since the pandemic it's been a bit slow. Clubs are struggling, venues are struggling, bands are struggling.
Yeah.
And otherwise we are working on new stuff already because to be honest, the record was done in 2021. That's when we started. So that's a long time for a band
Yeah.
to stick to a set of songs. And yeah, I
And what
think we will.
are what are the new songs that you're working on now sound like? Do does it follow the structure of the first album, or are you doing different things musically?
Uh, I think there are similarities. There are new things that we
Mhm.
want to try out. Since we are a four-piece band now, we have to, or we want to figure out how the two guitars can be a bit more interesting in a mix or composition-wise, so that
Mhm.
you don't have two guitarists playing the same stuff two and two. That's something that we try to work on. And I think from the first songs that we have now, or the first ideas that we put down, I think it sounds a bit more alternative to me than psychedelic. So for the first
Okay.
new ideas that we have.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It sounds good. So, yeah, the album Gavial-VOR is out on May 19th on Exile Mainstream. I'm gonna put the links for people who wanna pre-order it. And the band will be doing some shows in Germany. So if you're in Germany, uh, catch them over there, and hopefully, like, then they could do other tours. So, uh, so really, like, what would you like to say to the people who watch this video? Uh, to expect from the band and or any other reason.
Well, first of all, thanks for the patience to to watch the video of the whole interview. Thanks, Hector, for having me. And yeah, if you want to check us out, you can listen to the music. Otherwise, we hope that you maybe think about some of the topics that are in the songs, because usually, well, typical psychedelic topics for lyrics are not what you can expect from us in
Yeah,
the near future.
this is, yeah, they're psychedelic, but like you said, it's not like it's not like talking about drugs. It's talking about like deeper things. And
Yeah,
I'm glad I got to see the lyrics because yeah, they're very deep lyrics for it. And so I would recommend Gabriel for people who like experimental psychedelic, like chill music, because it's a chill record. It's a record like you can chill to it, especially, and read the lyrics, because that's when you'll get more of the music, the whole experience. So Willie, thank you for your time, and good luck on the release date. So people, Gabriel bore out on May 19th. So until next time, people, this is Hector, the chill dude on a couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and good night.